What's up, guys? I just read Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky is my favorite author. He is every author's favorite author. I think just like there are certain DJs that are like every DJ's favorite DJ. I think I've said this before, maybe in a TikTok video. It's an amazing read. You know, it's interesting, like, I think one of the reasons Dostoevsky's so timeless is that he really marries like high art and low art in an interesting way, which is kind of like common today. I think a lot of people strive to do that, but for a long time there was like pulp literature, which was considered like entertainment. You know, it wasn't considered to be as moralistic or as of much value, and then there was like high literature, and this kind of just was like an organic thing because people were essentially illiterate. 90% of the global population was illiterate, or Western population, probably higher globally, pre like 1800 or so. So in 1866, when Dostoevsky's writing, most people are still illiterate, and then you start hitting much higher literacy rates in the 1900s. Anyway, all that to say, basically, all of Dostoevsky's great books are essentially like murder mysteries or detective-y mysteries, which is like amazing. I believe Edgar Allan Poe is the first to famously have literature from the perspective of the robber or murderer in A Telltale Heart, earlier in the 1800s, maybe 30 or 40 years before Crime and Punishment. But Crime and Punishment is also a murder mystery from the perspective of the murderer. I guess not a murder mystery, but it's based around a murder, and you live inside the head of the murderer and get to experience his psychological unraveling in a very like interior way. It's very cool. And just like in his other novels, he has like tertiary characters which are supposed to represent certain like popular cultural concepts. In this book, he has Svidrigailov, who is supposed to be a nihilist. And God, there's another character who plays like a clerk. He's very critical of clerks, nihilists, and then sometimes liberals, depending on the book or short story. Liberal in like the sense of how it was perceived in, I guess, 1860s Russia, which would be a lot different than today. But yeah, it's a really amazing read. I was honestly like, I might have read it a little too close to The Idiot. I only had a couple books in between them. Sometimes I get like really into an author and I want to just kind of read their whole canon, but I actually find I enjoy books a lot better if I space them out, and read like 10 or 20 other books by a different author before I read another Dostoevsky. So I'll probably do that before I read another one by him. I think that distance really like helps you to appreciate a piece of work more. It's kind of like, watching different movies by different directors, or even if you love, say, like Indian food, you don't want to eat Indian food every meal in a row. You get kind of sick of it. You actually appreciate it much more if you have a lot of good, healthy variety. So, yeah, do I have anything else to say about Crime and Punishment? No, I don't. Thank you for watching.